Abubakar Malami is facing national shame right now. His life is at risk. And all of this is happening because greediness and corruption have brought him to this terrible situation. How can a former Attorney General of the Federation, the Chief Law Officer of Nigeria, be involved in multiple serious crimes like this? Malami and his family are facing billions of naira in corruption charges, and not only that, he is now facing terrorism charges after DSS and EFCC officers discovered caches of arms and ammunition in his house in Kebbi State. Before we continue with this developing situation, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more updates. After the court granted Abubakar Malami and his family bail with strict conditions of 500 million each, many people expected them to quickly meet the conditions and return home. However, Malami and his family still remain in Kuje Prison because he is unable to meet the bail conditions that were given to him by the court. While Malami was being held in the VIP cell section of Kuje Prison, information reaching us indicates that senior correctional officers of the prison were seen raiding his cell in a very unusual manner. The senior officers were seriously and thoroughly searching the prison cell, going through everything and checking every corner. Not only was Abubakar Malami's cell raided, but his son Abdulaziz's prison cell was also attacked and searched by the officers. This type of aggressive raiding poses lots of security issues and raises serious questions about the well-being and safety of Malami and his son in Kuje Prison. Prison cell raids are not normal occurrences, especially in the VIP section where high-profile inmates are usually kept. The fact that senior officers personally conducted this raid, rather than regular prison guards, suggests that they were looking for something very specific and important. The details of the raid still remain confidential, and the reason behind the search and what was discovered, if anything, is still unknown to the public. However, several theories are emerging about what prompted this raid. First, prison authorities may have received intelligence that Malami was somehow communicating with the outside world in unauthorized ways, perhaps coordinating with associates to hide evidence or intimidate witnesses. Second, they may have suspected that Malami had contraband items in his cell, such as phones, which are strictly forbidden in Nigerian prisons but sometimes smuggled in by corrupt guards. Third, given the terrorism charges against him involving illegal weapons, authorities may have suspected he had contacts or information hidden in his cell that could reveal his arms supply network. Whatever the reason, the fact that senior officers felt it necessary to personally raid the cells of a former Attorney General shows how seriously they are taking the security concerns around Malami. This raid raises very serious concerns about Malami's safety in prison. When a high-profile inmate like a former Attorney General is suddenly subjected to an aggressive cell raid, it often indicates that something has gone wrong or that there are security threats against him. Malami has made many enemies during his time in office. He prosecuted some people and protected others. He made decisions that benefited some groups while harming others. Now that he is in prison and vulnerable, some of these enemies might see an opportunity for revenge. Meanwhile, Malami's case with the DSS regarding terrorism charges is still fresh and active, and that trial has not even started yet. This is in addition to the corruption and money laundering case for which he was originally arrested. So Malami is now facing two separate serious criminal cases, one for financial crimes and one for terrorism-related offenses involving illegal weapons. This year, 2026, is going to be very tough and extremely difficult for Malami because the terrorism charges against him will have far more dire consequences than the corruption charges. Corruption cases in Nigeria, even when they involve billions of naira, sometimes end with relatively light sentences or even acquittals due to legal technicalities and powerful connections. But terrorism charges are different. They are taken much more seriously by courts. They carry heavier penalties, including life imprisonment or even death sentences, and they are much harder to escape through political connections because terrorism threatens national security. The fall of Abubakar Malami from one of the most powerful positions in Nigeria to a prisoner facing multiple serious charges is one of the most dramatic examples of how corruption and greed can destroy a person's life. Just 2 years ago, Malami was the Attorney General of the Federation, attending high-level government meetings, traveling in convoys with security escorts, living in luxury properties, and wielding enormous power over Nigeria's legal system. Today, he is locked in a prison cell, unable to even raise bail money, having his cell raided by prison officers, facing terrorism charges that could result in death penalty, and watching his family suffer alongside him because of his crimes. His wife and son are also in prison facing charges. His properties, worth hundreds of billions, are being forfeited to the government. His reputation is completely destroyed. His legal career is over. His freedom may be gone forever. All of this happened because he chose corruption and greed over honesty and service. He had a privileged position that he could have used to fight corruption and uphold the law, but instead he became one of the biggest criminals in Nigerian government history. Nigerians are watching Malami's downfall with a mixture of satisfaction and concern. Abubakar Malami's life is indeed in danger, not just from potential security threats in prison, but also from the severe legal consequences he faces from multiple criminal charges. His situation has gone from bad to worse, starting with corruption charges, then having his properties forfeited, then facing terrorism charges for illegal weapons, and now experiencing aggressive cell raids that suggest serious security concerns. His inability to meet bail conditions despite allegedly owning billions in assets is ironic and telling. His fall from attorney general to vulnerable prisoner facing possible life imprisonment or death penalty is complete and absolute. His case serves as a warning to other corrupt officials that no position is high enough to protect you from the consequences of your crimes forever. Whether Malami will actually be convicted and punished appropriately remains to be seen, but for now, he is experiencing what many of his victims experienced: loss of freedom, loss of dignity, fear for safety, and an uncertain future. What do you think about the cell raid on Malami in Kuje Prison? Is his life really in danger, or is this just security procedures? Should he be kept in isolation for his own protection? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more updates on Malami's case and other major corruption trials in Nigeria.